Next up, we have Plickers, and Plickers is a resource that I chose because it's a super easy way to use technology and incorporate assessment into your instruction. So this would be something that I would use as an educator. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for students to be using it, but if the educator is in control, it's a really great tool to use to get quick feedback from your students, check their learning, and kind of plan your instruction from their responses. So signing up for a free account on the site takes you to your home page. And what Plickers are little QR code looking blobs printed on individual cards that students all hold. And they use these cards to answer multiple choice questions. The way they hold their card, depending on which side of it is at the very top, will denote if they answer like A, B, C, or D on multiple choice or true or false. When you go into your home screen, like we've got right here, it opens you right up to your library. And so in my library, I've used Plickers for kind of a variety of things. I've used it for some opinion writing, telling the difference between fact and opinion with my students. I've got some would you rather questions in there. I have designed a unit for my students this year over sound. And then I've also used it for fun things when we are choosing like reward time in our class for winning. Like we got a trophy for lunchroom behavior. We voted on which reward we would like to do using the Plickers. But anyway, you set up your classes. It's really easy. You are set with a demo class, but then you can go over here and add your classes or up at the top, adding a new class, typing in their names. And what happens is each of the students where you type in their name, it assigns them to a number. And that's the number of card that they will use when you print those cards. And the cards look like this. So kind of like a little QR code. The standard set is free. You can order some on Amazon that are a little bit more durable, which if you're using them for long periods of time, I would totally recommend doing, because if these cards, the black ink, gets scratched off or anything just from natural wear and tear, they don't read quite as well. But if we look at our PDF real quick, you can see how there are the letters A, B, C, and D. So whichever is at the top, that's the answer that your student will have recorded under their name on your Plicker app. So going back to the library, again with our questions and things like that, if we were doing these questions in class, so we'll go to my sound questions. I've designed a few different questions and I've got what the correct answer should be in there. But each one of these will pop up when I go to live view for the students. And this will be something that I would display on my smartboard in class, and they would all get their Plicker boards out. And what I would need as an educator is either a phone or a tablet with the Plickers app. And what it does is it accesses your device's camera. And when the students have all got their answers displayed, you scan the classroom and it'll put a check mark up by all of their names to show that they have answered the question. And so if we go into something that we've already done, we'll go back to my lunch rewards. You can click on the data set right here and it'll show you how the students voted. So this was something we did last year, and I've got the breakdown. So if we wanted to celebrate earning the lunch trophy, we could have a popcorn snack, pajama day, marker day, or play a game we call museum. And so I can see, okay, 3 students voted for the popcorn snack, 5 wanted pajama day, nobody was digging marker day. But on playing the game museum, that had the majority. And so this is a really cool tool because I can keep this information for myself, or like in this instance, it was just for something informal in class. So we weren't, comparing answers or grades or anything like that. I can show this to my students, and we can have a little built-in math lesson right here talking about interpreting data and bar graphs and things like that, greater than, less than numbers. And down below, if you wanted to show this, you don't have to, but it shows you what each child did. And that would be something more useful if you are using it, to learn about where your students are in terms of like standards and things, if you did more of an assessment, not just like a for fun question like this one is right here. But anyways, it's really cool. I like this app a lot, or this little technology resource. This is back to our like fact and opinion, just some other data that you can use. You can even go into reports and do like a score sheet, and you can pull grades and things from there. So it's really useful um, as an educator, just to show you some immediate feedback and help you plan your instruction. I think that it best fits in with the ISTE standards from the educator as an analyst. So number 7 with B and C. So using technology to implement a variety of formative assessments. This works really good for my kids that don't do well on paper pencil type of tests, and it helps them not to feel overwhelmed answering questions in class too. Maybe if we're not doing like a test kind of thing, but I just want to check their learning for the day, it's really good to help me see, did they get it today without having them be scared to tell me what they learned in class. And also it fits in with letter C, using it to guide the progress and communicate with the students, like what are their misunderstandings? Did they get it? Did they not? I can share what my findings are with the students' parents, or I can save it for data if we ever have to have meetings on them, and just kind of inform my instruction for the next day. So yeah, this is a really easy assessment tool. It's super fun, super quick, and I would recommend its use for any grade level.